But we begin tonight with new developments in a horrific murder case in Boston, where two well-respected doctors were found dead in their luxury apartment. One of the doctors reportedly frantically texted a friend that there was a, quote, gunman in the house. Fox's Molly Lyons sorts it out for us tonight from Boston. Good evening, Molly.
Good evening, Martha. The man police believe viciously murdered these two successful doctors in their penthouse apartment before a violent confrontation with police was arraigned from his hospital bed this afternoon. The suspect, 30-year-old Bampamim Texera of Chelsea, did not even open his eyes during that arraignment at Tufts New England Medical Center, just blocks from the horrific scene where his alleged victims were discovered. Richard Field, 49, a doctor at North Shore Pain Management, and Lena Milanos, 38, a pediatric anesthesiologist at Massachusetts Eye and Ear, had been bound and had suffered obvious trauma. They were dead at the scene. Field had texted a friend late Friday night seeking help. That friend called 911, alerting police to an armed intruder at the apartment. When the first officers arrived, using a set of keys abandoned in the hallway, they gained entry, and they encountered Texera in a darkened interior hallway. Police believe that he'd either pointed or fired a weapon and hence discharged their own weapons, striking him in the hand, abdomen, and leg. He was rushed to the hospital. A black backpack was also discovered, filled with jewelry belonging to Milanos, and a replica firearm or BB gun was found inside. A knife also found at the scene. Despite a prior statement from police, District Attorney Daniel Connolly said he does not believe the victims knew their attacker.
We have no evidence to believe that they were in any sort of prior relationship. Nor is there currently any evidence to explain why he would attack them so viciously in their own home.
Texera had recently gotten out of prison after being sentenced to about a year in prison for robbing the same bank twice. He is now being held on no bail. Martha?
Molly, thank you. Let's bring in the former Superintendent-in-Chief of the Boston Police Department, Daniel Linskey. Dan, good to see you again. This caught a lot of attention across the country today. What do you think happened here?
Martha, we don't know exactly what happened. Was this an armed robbery? Was it some type of personal vendetta? Was there somebody in this person's family who had interacted with these doctors? We don't know. I can tell you that there's been a lot of innuendo, and unfortunately the victims and their families have been victimized again by people jumping into conclusions and not waiting for the evidence the prosecutors could find and put together. So it's important that we do know that two people with talented people are dead today. We know we have a suspect in custody. We've got to let investigators go through the evidence, phone records, computer records, forensic evidence, video surveillance, and find out what happened. Let them figure out the who, what, where, when, and why, instead of everyone jumping to conclusions on Twitter and Facebook about what they think happened.
You know, I mean, if he had made it out of the apartment with the jewelry in the bag, why do you think he, killed these people so viciously, or is to alleged to have done so?
Yeah, that's going to have to be found out. Was it a concern for? It looked like he had a suicide ideation from some texts he'd sent to his girlfriend. But why would the doctor let himself get tied up if he had a personal feeling that this person was going to bring harm to him? Somebody might coalesce and let somebody rob him, because we tell people, let them take the cash and don't fight. That's one of the thoughts we try and figure out as to why he would let himself get tied up and put in a position where he could be vulnerable. Sometimes they're just evil people, and we try to understand them, and unfortunately, they just do evil things.
It was really striking to see him in that bed today, just sort of nodding as they went through the charges. Dan, thank you very much. Keep us posted as this goes forward. Good to see you tonight, sir.
Will do. Thank you, Martha.